The Intercontinental Championship may mean nothing today. Oh, but what about Gunther? Well, it doesn't matter about Gunther, guys, because Gunther sucks. The IC title hasn't really meant anything for a good 15, probably more years, if we're being real about it. But this list today is the 5 longest Intercontinental Championship reigns. Oh, hell yeah. Coming in at number 5, we have got Gunther. Just buried him, but he's on this list. He's held this belt since 2022. I can't even remember who he won it against, but he's held it for 360 days. When I wrote this down, so it's probably over a year now at this point. I believe it would be over a year, and to be honest, there's no sign of him losing it. If I was to make a prediction, I mean, obviously there's more chance of him losing it than Roman Reigns, but I feel like with Gunther, they'll have him lose it in a multi-man match, while with Reigns, I feel like Reigns will lose, like, you know, not comprehensively, like, but he will lose the match with a pinfall, clean, or a submission to whoever, whether that be the big dog, well, the wee dog, Cody Rhodes or whatever. But anyway, Gunther's on this list. Could he overtake any of these guys? Probably. Coming in 4th place, we have got Don Morocco. 384 days. And he held this belt between 1983 and 1984. Boom. This guy, never really rated him, but most of these reigns are late, out of date, and in the 80s. So, yeah, interesting, but I mean, if you do the math, it's going to be incredibly hard to hold the IC title for a long time because, like, let's be real, it's the mid-card belt. Obviously, back in the day, like, there was less shows, so that's why this makes more sense. But now, like, mid-card belts just change. Although, under Triple H's reign, I don't think they do. But a guy who had both belts, the WWF and the Intercontinental Championship, we've got Savage. 413 days as Intercontinental Champion. It was between 1986 and 87. And when you think of IC champions, I think of Macho Man Randy Savage. And that's not to downplay him, right? But I feel like in that era, it was very much like Hulk Hogan was the champion. Even though Macho held it for like a period of time, the actual WWF title, and he had one of the longest reigns. But in the 80s, you just think of Hogan with the belt, and you think of like Macho Man Warrior with the IC belt, even though Warrior was a wee bit later than that. But you understand where I'm coming from. Like, when you think of that time period, that's what you think of. So yeah, he's in at 3rd place. Coming in 2nd place, we have got Pedro Morales. Do not know the guy's theme song, but he held it for 9 days more than the Macho Man. Oh no, 11 days more than the Macho Man, because he held it for 424 days. And he held it between 1981 and 1983. Again, another guy that I just don't rate, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, there's just, see, like Pedro Morales, Bruno Sammartino, Harley Race. What's the fuck? What is their actual gimmick? No, like, can someone actually explain that to me? Like, what is the gimmick?
Oh, you can't bury those guys. They're legends, and hell, most of them are dead.
Well, fuck them, because I mean, personally, I don't really understand the gimmick. And if you're looking at this time period, man, there's about 5 guys that were actually good. So let's just leave it at that. Anyway, coming in at number 1, we've got the honky tonk man. He's cool, he's cocky, he's bad. I'm just a honky tonk man. I'm just a honky tonk man. A guy with an actual gimmick. A guy who was in fucking multiple eras of wrestling. I mean, I remember his 2001 Rumble cameo. It was pretty funny. Great theme song, great gimmick. Longest reigning IC champion at 453 days. Sorry, held it between 1987 and 88. And I tell you what, I think Gunther's going to beat his record. Yes, guys, I know it's a sad day when Big Stevie Cool thinks he's going to Gunther, the big boring bastard's going to beat the honky tonk man. But I just feel like that's the way this is going. The way this sad song is going. So yeah, not ideal, because I think like Honky Tonk Man should, I mean, I know records are made to be broken, like, but I don't know, I'm not really a fan of this record getting broken. I mean, I'd be a fan of Bruno Sammartino's record getting broken, or would I actually, because that means Reigns would have to hold it for like another fucking 5 years, and I'm not really a fan of that. Yeah, maybe Big Stevie got it wrong on this occasion, guys. But anyway, that was the 5 longest reigning Intercontinental Championship reigns, baby.